Hi, I'm Mark Ferry. I head up the teams that book the artists and look after the artists at AmpTill Festival. And I'm here today with Danny Fulbrook, who is a presenter on BBC Three Counties Radio and who's also heavily involved in supporting new talent through the BBC Introducing programme. And Danny worked with us in 2019 on bringing some great acts to the AmpTill Festival. And I know we met up a few months back talking about what we were going to do in 2020, and sadly we're now at that weekend when it all should have been happening, and I'm gutted. I don't know about you. What do you think?
Definitely gutted. I mean, losing any festival has been just so disappointing because they're such a big part of my year, and it was the first time I went last year to AmpRocks, and it's just got such an amazing community spirit, had some lovely beer on offer, great bands, and it was just such a lovely time. So I'm definitely going to be missing it this summer.
Yeah, and so, part of the process is getting all these new acts to come and play at the festival, and we've been inundated with people who want to come and play. And we have chosen some of the ones that we want to come and play next year already, but I know there'll be lots of slots for new talent as well, and I know you'll be working with us on bringing some new talent from the local area on board as well. So, do you have any advice for these bands who might be sitting here in lockdown sort of thinking, what can I do to get on the lineup for next year?
Yeah, I guess, look, when it comes to getting your music to us, so when we're picking the lineup for our stages at festivals like AmpRocks, we pull from what we call the BBC Introducing uploader. So artists send their music to us at BBC Introducing through a website. They put in a bit of information, they put their names, where they're from, and then we listen to it. And that's really an entry to the whole of the BBC. We can then play that on the radio, we can send it to national radio stations, or we can look at festivals and put some of those artists on festivals as well. And that's exactly how we pulled together artists last year for AmpRocks, and that's how we were going to do it again this year as well. So if you are making music, if playing with BBC Introducing at AmpRocks is something you want to do, then heading to bbc.com/introducing and sending your music there, that's the best way to do it.
Brilliant. I know there have been some incredible names come through the BBC Introducing programme as well. I mean, can you just sort of reel a few of them off?
I would be here all day. It's easier to say who hasn't come, especially our local show. It seems that there's something in the water in Beds, Hearts and Bucks. But just listen to some. Jack Garrett came from Buckinghamshire. Declan McKenna came from Hertfordshire. Tom Grennan came from Bedfordshire. There are artists popping up all the time. We've got such an amazing community of local venues and talented musicians that this is a really good area for new talent to grow and develop. And we are always getting sent amazing new music. And there's so many artists I'm excited for going into the future as well.
It's brilliant, and it's great that you mentioned Jack Garrett there, because that's been one of my highlights of lockdown, is listening to his big weekend lockdown session, 15 minutes of absolutely insane energy. And I don't know if you saw that, but it's well worth looking at. And what have you been watching in lockdown yourself, though?
Well, speaking of Big Weekend, there was another artist from the local area that we put forward to play at the Big Weekend Festival. And when that didn't go ahead and the whole thing became digital, that artist still thankfully got to play the digital version of the festival. And that artist's name is Griff, and she's from Kings Langley, and she's got an amazing soulful voice, really great pop music. And her set is well worth going online and checking out. But then also I've fallen into watching all the Glastonbury stuff over the last week or so, going back and revisiting some of the great headliners, but also some of the introducing artists we've had in the past, like Ed the Dog. Honestly, it's been like going to a festival while still sitting comfortably at home and being asleep in your own bed, which has been so nice.
I mean, we're all desperate to get back to live music, aren't we? I mean, what do you think your first sort of live music event will be?
Anything that's going at this point. I would so love again to be in a sweaty little venue with loads of people watching a band playing. And that feels like a weird thing to say, but it's such an electrifying experience watching live music, and it makes you realize how easily it is to take it for granted when it's not there anymore, and how much you missed it. And I just can't wait to get back to it again, and I hope it's not too far away.
So for anyone who's really interested in hearing all this exciting new music that people have been creating in lockdown, how can they hear it on BBC Three Counties?
Well, if you tune into BBC Three Counties Radio every Saturday night from 8 o'clock, and you will hear 2 hours of all the best music being made in Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire and Buckinghamshire. We have live sessions, we have interviews, and the last half hour is completely dedicated to dance music because we have so many wonderful, talented producers and DJs from the Three Counties. So it all kicks off from 8 o'clock every Saturday. It is the best place to be on your weekend.
And so, what are you looking forward to seeing at the Amptil Festival next summer?
Well, 100% McFly. McFly is definitely, maybe I was too old for McFly when McFly came along, but that didn't stop me getting really into them. And I was really excited about seeing them at Amptil. I think they're a great band. They seem like really nice guys as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to Amptil Rocks and looking at McFly again. But then, of course, all the new talent that you can find at a festival like AmpRocks, that's something I'm really looking forward to. And who knows what sort of talent we're going to have by the time we get to AmpRocks next year, because the amount of music we've been sent in the last 3 months is unlike anything we've had before. It's been an absolute avalanche of talent in the last few months. So many people sending music, so many people writing music. I guess it's mainly because people have a lot of time, feel they've got a lot to say. So I'm very excited just to see what sort of artists we're going to have in a year's time, because there's lots of people that I think have probably started their artistic journey in the last few months, and who knows where they're going to be a year from now.
Well, thanks for that, Danny, and hopefully catch up with you in a sweaty music venue sometime soon.
I'll be sweating right near you very soon. Don't you worry, Mark.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.